Good evening, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Band of Barbers Podcast. I truly apologize for being late on this episode. I'm going to hold myself accountable today. I was late, so I'm recording at 12:19. I usually, if I run over, I'm finishing about now, but tonight I got started at 12:19 a.m. It's been a long weekend. Went and spent some time with family, did some trainings, everything like that. Just got home, had about a 3.5 hour drive or so. And now I'm home, getting ready to go to bed, but didn't want to go to bed without giving the band its final installation of the 5 steps to stay motivated as a new barber. Um, Real quick, let's go over our 5 steps. Number one is set clear goals. Define specific achievable goals for your career as a barber. Step two, stay organized, keep your workspace tidy, and maintain a structured schedule. Very important, guys. Very important. Setting goals are important too, but that structure, I'm telling you, and to staying organized, that structure is going to save you time. It's going to save you a lot of headaches and everything like that. Keep your structure, keep it the same, everything like that. Just keep it the same. Number three, seek continuous learning. Stay up to date on what's going on out here, man. Stay up to date on what's going on out here. If um a new hairstyle comes out and you don't know how to do it, don't be the guy that just is like, I'm going to turn that away. I'm not going to do that one because I don't like that style. Stay up to date on the latest trends, the techniques, and the tools in the industry, man. I came in the game as a youngster, it was all corded clippers. Now you'd be hard pressed to find somebody that has corded clippers. They're a rarity. It's very few. Everybody is moved to cordless. I see the benefits of both, but just understand there are some very, very good cordless clippers. So stay up to date, keep learning, everything like that. Number four, connect with mentors, man. Your life is not this isolated place behind the chair, right? Where you just cut hair, go home, cut hair, go home, cut hair, go home. That is a fast way to burn yourself out. Okay, if you don't have somebody to talk to about what's going on in the industry, how to build, how to grow, um, how to do these things, and you don't just need mentors within the industry; you need mentors outside of the industry, right? Because we all like the people. It's kind of human nature to get into these circles where everybody is praising each other, right? And I'm not saying that praise isn't a good thing, but everybody's kind of flowing in the same space at the same speed, things like that. That sounds great, right? But the problem is that if you have no one showing you, a mentor, how to go to the next level, how will you move up? How will you advance? How will you change? How will you grow? Right? How will you grow? This life that we have is based on a simple principle: be fruitful and multiply. It's a basic principle. Okay, and you may need some help. You are going to need some help. There are things that you don't know how to do, and you could, yes, spend 2-3 years learning it on your own, reading people's books or something like that, or you could just go ask for help. And I'm telling you that asking for help is a lot simpler than trying to figure it out on your own. There's no reason ever, but especially in 2023, to be doing it the hard way, right? If you can't find a person, you can find a social media influencer, a voice that you are willing to listen to, that can help you and guide you until you can find the right person to deal with face to face. Face to face is very, very important, but if you have to, for a period of time while you're trying to get things together, if you have to, get on YouTube and find somebody to follow. Get on Instagram, find somebody to follow. TikTok, find somebody to follow that is doing what you want to do, and listen to typically they're going to tell you the steps that they take, their mindset that they have, and things like that. And you're going to get coaching for free, and that may help, but you're still going to have some barriers, and you're still going to have some questions that you need to ask. But you need to prepare your mind to be able to ask a human person face to face a question. And preparing yourself, if you don't have, like I said, that mentor is important. Don't just sit by and wait and do all those things. Don't just sit by. Don't just get all frustrated. Don't try to. I'm not saying that reading and things aren't important, but you need an outlet. You need a guide. A mentor is a guide to a place that you haven't visited yet, a place that you haven't been. Get a mentor. Get a mentor. Get a mentor. Okay. And finally, technically this will be the 6th installment of this series, but for number 5, and what we're going to talk about today, is celebrate achievements. Listen, man, big or small, it all counts. Right? Don't look down on small beginnings, small starts. Because let me tell you something that's important that people, and you may have heard this before, but you may not have. If you haven't, great. I'm going to introduce you to it. You got started in something that and you got started and you're doing something as far as becoming or being a barber. You got started and you're doing something that most people don't do. Most people don't start. And you started, and that's huge. And you continued, and that's huge. You took your lumps, and that's huge. You improved your time. That's huge. You improved your skills. That's huge. You changed your family dynamic. You are creating wealth from your own hands. That's huge. Don't despise small beginnings. Don't do it. Don't think that because it's just a start, it's irrelevant. Most people don't start. The start is a huge achievement. Start, maintain, grow, build, celebrate it all. Celebrate it all. Celebrate yourself. Okay? Celebrate yourself. Please, please, please celebrate yourself. Celebrate your accomplishments. Celebrate your growth. Celebrate your change of even if you changed your mentality. A lot of us as barbers, we came from being employees and now we're entrepreneurs, and some of us will even become educators, we'll become employers, we'll we become uh, public figures recognized by the city and in your people as a great person. Celebrate your achievements. And I normally don't do this on this podcast, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to say something that's real important. Clap for your damn self. Don't look for somebody to clap and cheer for you. Clap for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you put the work in. You reap the fruits of your labor. Clap for yourself. Okay? So let's celebrate achievement. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the 3 keys to celebrating your achievements. Number 1, and we just talked about this, acknowledge milestones. Okay, we just talked about this. Big or small, we acknowledge it all. And so what could be a small milestone for you? A small milestone may be, hey, I got that lineup real crispy. Now, what we may do as barbers is be like, oh man, that lineup was real good, but the haircut wasn't so great. Celebrate the fact that you got the lineup right. And understand that you got some improvement to do on maybe the fade or the blend or something like that. But we're not going to just skip over the fact that you did a sharp lineup. We're not going to just skip over that. We're going to celebrate that. And we're going to say, you know what, my new goal, and we go back to our first thing. Hey, setting goals. My new goal right now is to improve my blends. I've gotten to a level with my lineups where I'm happy and I'm satisfied right now. I'm going to continue to stay consistent with my lineups, but I'm going to improve my blends. Celebrate. Hey, it was taking me an hour to do a ball fade. Now I can do it in 45 minutes. Or even smaller. It normally takes me an hour to do a ball fade. I did it in 55 minutes. 5 minutes faster than before. Oh, I did it in 50 minutes. 5 minutes faster than before. Set your goal of where you want to go, and you celebrate the small increments until you may get to your goal. If your goal is 30 minutes and you're at an hour, every time you go down a minute, I don't care whether it's 30 seconds. It could be 1 second. You were faster than you were before. Okay? Acknowledge and appreciate the small things. You have to understand something. The small things make up the big picture. Right? The small things make up the big picture. Let's break it down so you can kind of understand what I'm saying. Okay? A straight line across the front of the forehead if you're doing a lineup is great. right? That's one piece. But let's say you get the vertical bars wrong, you push them back a little bit, or you get one vertical bar right and the other one wrong. That's another piece. C cups, another piece. The neck taper, another piece. The blending in the front, the temple taper. That's another piece. I took the hair down on the waves. That's another piece. The blend, the lineup behind the ears. That's another piece. Listen, all of this makes up a haircut. Good, bad, or indifferent. There is something to celebrate, even if you may not feel 100% satisfied with what you did. And if you don't feel 100% satisfied with what you did, that's okay. That's okay. Keep up. This is what I will suggest for you. In that, get a little notebook, set it by your station. Now I understand that it may be busy, but you need to take time. You need to take time to build up your confidence and build up yourself and be able to set your goals for what you're doing. This is your business. Behind your chair is your business. So what I would like for you to do when you do a haircut, if you can't do it all at one time, if you can't do it as soon as you get done because you're busy, which is good, celebrate that. If you can't do it all at one time, give yourself a break to write it down. You don't need that long. Honestly, you really don't. You don't need that long. You get done with a haircut, I want you to write. If I want you to write 3 things that you did well and 3 things that you can work on. Actually, I want you to do it the other way. I want you to do 3 things you can work on first. Then I want you to follow it up with 3 things that you did well second. Do that for each haircut. What am I doing good? What can I work on? What am I doing good? What can I work on? All right. But I want you to I want you to let's get the negative when we're writing this down, let's get the negative out of the way first. Because the last thing I want you to remember about the haircut is what you did well. 3 things I can work on. Right. But you're identifying it as something you can work on. That's not really, and I'll rephrase myself, that's not necessarily negative. That's self-reflection. And a lot of people don't have self-reflection. A lot of people wouldn't look in the mirror if you paid them to. Because they don't want to see what may be wrong. They don't want to be held accountable for what may not work or may not be okay or may not be right in their eyes. They only want to look and seem perfect to other people, while in their mind they're imperfect. So that self reflection and acknowledging the small things. Please acknowledge it. All right. Number two, the second key of the day is share successes. Listen, man. If you did something well, share it. Share it. Share with your call your significant other and tell them, hey, I did this real good. If they not a barber or somebody that's in hair, they may not really understand what you're saying, but at least they know that you're happy with something that you did. You know, say something to your clients. Oh, this was, I did this or I did that or I did, and it's, listen, it's not bragging. It's not bragging. Right? Uh when I said I've been telling my clients about the fact that I've been going and taking classes, right? And I'm happy to go and take the classes because I felt like there were some things and some areas that I was struggling in, right? I was struggling in some areas. So like I said, I was struggling in some areas. So what did I do? I went and got education on these. And I'm happy to share that I went and got the actual education. That's an accomplishment for me. Because for a long time, remember that guy we were talking about that didn't want to try to get a mentor? For a long time, I just kind of hit it. I read a few books here. I looked at this. I looked at that. I tried this. I tried that. I did this. But until I got a mentor, until I got a coach, the things that I was reading and trying to do didn't make sense because I was thinking about it from my brain of where I'm at right now. I had to go find someone who had already been here and say, hey, look, follow my light. Follow my light. You see my footprints right here? What I want you to do is step in my footprints. Game changer. Game changer. Okay? Game changer. You think you had, and I'll say this, you think you had a great haircut? Take some pictures. Actually, you need to be taking pictures of all your haircuts anyways. Good, bad, or indifferent, it doesn't matter. Take a picture. Sorry, guys, a little congested, so, excuse the sniffles. Take a picture of every service that you provide, whether you post it or not. Whether you post it or not, take a picture. Yep. Take a picture. And I would say, and I would dare to say, post it. Actually, post it. Because here is the reality of it. I used to tell people all the time um, that did music, they would always come to me and be like, yeah, I'm working on something new. This joint gonna be fire, yada, 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 so on and so forth. And I used to get excited about it until one day I thought about it and I said, why are you working on new music? Oh, well, this one gonna be it. I said, but the people who need, like, everybody hasn't heard the song yet. So maybe we should work more on marketing than we need to work on the music. Because if you have a sound that you like, if you have a style that you like for the time being, let let the world be your judge. That's looking in the mirror. Let the world be the judge. You don't know who might see that and be like, "Oh man, that's the type of cut that I'm looking for," and they come sit in your chair. Boom! Now you've built a client. But if you never posted that picture, you missed out on a client because you too worried about impressing other people and see, oh man, what does that what I don't know if the barber community gonna like that. The barber community don't pay my bills. Clients do. And we have to get out of our mind to impressing the barber community. Again, the barber community does not pay my bills. Clients do. So therefore, as long as my clients are happy, guess what? So am I. Now, I have a little intestinal fortitude, and I'm saying I want to improve my skill set. I want to provide the best service that I can provide, so on and so forth. And you have to understand that statement. I want to provide the best service that I can provide. You know what that means for me? That every time I get I get a client in my chair, especially a return client, I am trying every single time to cut their hair better than I did before. I am trying to cut their hair better than I did before. I have learned new things. I see new things. There's a new idea. There's a new pattern. There's a new this. There's a new way that I want to try this. I'm trying to improve every time a client gets in my chair. That's about me. And when I say that's about me, I'm saying that if I got return clients and I'm getting better and better and better every time, they recognize where I started and where I'm going. And they continue to sit in my chair because they see where I am going. They appreciate the fact that I take my time. They appreciate my customer service. Again, guys, if you haven't heard me say this before, I believe this wholeheartedly, and this is true. Most people do not care how well you cut hair. They care about how you do business, not how well you cut hair. You can be a mediocre barber with and as far as skills, but great customer service, always ready for the client, always on time, always provide a quality service, right? Because see, what everybody is missing is now everybody thinks that it's about providing these movie quality or Instagram quality cuts, but you miss the fact that most of these Instagram cuts have been photoshopped. So you as a young barber are trying to keep up with something that's not even real. Most clients don't care. Clients do not, I repeat, do not want to sit in a chair for an hour. Most clients don't want to sit in a chair for an hour and a half so you can get this perfect cut. And I would dare to say this, and I've said this before. I would dare to say, if you got a client in the chair for an hour and a half doing a haircut, I can almost promise you that you have technically cut that hair probably 4 or 5 different times. But that's neither here nor there. No, I'm gonna touch it again. You have probably cut their hair 4 or 5 different times. Oh, let me pick up this half guard because this little spot right here. Oh, let me pick up this one guard because this little spot right here. Oh, let me do this. Oh, let me do that. Do it wrong, do it right, do it once, do it wrong, do it twice or 4 times. Understand how the system works. Understand how the guards flow together. Understand how your clippers work. Understand the type of finish that these clippers may leave versus another pair of clippers. Understand what these guards will do to hair versus another pair of clippers. So much for you to understand. I dare to say if you take an hour and a half on a cut, And let's just say you take an hour and a half on a cut on a new person and you're not even talking to them, you done cut their hair multiple times. Or you don't understand your system. So in an effort to uh avoid understanding the system, you provide these hour and a half services. You get this cut to the most perfection, and then you charge top dollar when you probably could have really been done if you understood your system and your tools and how they work together and what you really needed. You probably could have been done in 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes if it was a difficult texture of hair. And I'm sorry guys, I didn't mean to ramble off on that tangent, but I'm just yeah. But again, we'll go back and uh we'll go back. Listen, man, share your successes, man. Share them again. That's where we kind of dove out to deep end and we got lost a little bit. Share your successes. You don't know what clients that you could get from sharing on social media or doing anything, things like that. If you can get clients from that, share with your mentor, which you should have. Share with your peers, which you should have. Share with your clients. Most clients want to see people doing successful and doing well. Most, not all, most. They support people doing well. I want you to think about it like this when I say they support people doing well. Right? You got a rapper making millions of dollars a year and everything like that. Or you got a person that's doing very, very well for themselves. We'll stick with the rapper making millions of dollars a year, and they don't need for much. They don't need for anything, but they're providing a service, which their service is entertainment, and you're willing to pay 100, 2, 3, 4, $100 or $4,000 or $5,000. I think it was Beyonce that people were saying that it was like buying small cars to get tickets to her shows, the type of thing. She don't need the money. But people support successful people. So share with your clients. They believe in you. They sit in your chair. Okay? Share. And the last point that I'm going to touch on tonight is reflect and set new goals. All right. After we celebrated, and like I said, we want we were talking earlier about the haircuts in our notebook and our photos and things like that. 3 things that you can work on, right? Your new goals and 3 things that you're happy about with that cut. Keep doing it. 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 Train your brain, train your brain to do it. Because eventually you won't have to continue to do this. Eventually it'll be so ingrained in your brain that it'll just automatically boop, 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 boop. But you gotta train yourself right now, okay? Train yourself. After you've celebrated your achievements, and again, I'm gonna say this, there is no reason to go overboard. When I'm saying overboard, I'm saying there's no reason to, drink yourself under a table or smoke yourself silly or there's no reason to do that in celebration of your achievements. Listen, I'm a firm believer in what Kobe Bryant said. Job's not done. I can acknowledge I can acknowledge that I did well at something, but also understand that I've got things to work on. That's a thing. I can acknowledge that I did well, but there may be some things that I need to add to and get better with. All right. Reflect on what you've done and what you've accomplished, and then try to go and set more goals and set more things. Like I said, if I started with an hour on a ball fade, I'm celebrating the minute I get to 5 minutes. But then I'm saying, all right, or I'm celebrating the minute I get to 55 minutes. And I'm saying, okay, well, look, the 55 minutes was great. Let's see, I'm going to shoot for 45 this time. I'm going to shoot for, and you see what I'm saying? You celebrate it, you celebrate the achievement, and then you set a new goal. You celebrate, set a new goal. Celebrate, set a new goal. Don't just celebrate and celebrate and celebrate and celebrate and celebrate and celebrate and never have a new goal. Because eventually the celebration mentality is going to wear off. Because you're gonna have few to know things to actually celebrate. Because you're not setting any new goals. Keep this in mind. Once you accomplish something, it's time for the next. Once you accomplish it, once you celebrate it in the responsible manner that you choose to celebrate it, now it's time to go back to the drawing board and do something else. All right, how can I add on the success that I already have? Success. See, once you achieve one thing, and then you get into another thing, and you achieve that, and then you achieve this, and then you achieve this, and then you achieve this. It's like a snowball rolling down the hill. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Like in cartoons, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. There's this big snowball, and that snowball is your achievements. Your achievements compiled together creates this huge thing. Huge. Your achievements are great, but your goals are even better. Listen, this is the last installment of the 5 steps to staying motivated as a barber. This is step number 5. This is step number 5, and I'm so glad that you guys were here to hang out with me and kind of catch some of my wisdom. I know I had a couple rants tonight, but I really want you guys to understand, like, celebrating your achievements is so important. Please don't be like me. I'm just learning the importance of celebrating my own achievements. I really am. I really, really am just learning here in the last probably 2 years, 2.5 years to really celebrate what I have accomplished. Even if in the celebration, it's minimal. If I say, "Oh man, I'm really proud of that." Oh man, that was really nice. You have to understand that I had a work, like this is what you're supposed to do type mentality. So any amount of success, I didn't celebrate it for a long time because I'm like, well, that's what I'm supposed to do. And that's true, but you also need to celebrate what you have done. Okay? You also need to celebrate what you've done. But guys, it is 12:58. I've given you guys 40 minutes a game tonight. 40 minutes a game. Celebrate, man. Celebrate. Turn up. Be proud of what you do. We barbers. We are barbers. Okay, we work a lot of days a week. A lot of us, 5, 6 days a week, 7 days for some people. We work a lot of hours. Celebrate what you got going on, man. Celebrate what you got going on. I'm proud of you guys. I appreciate you guys for sticking around. Please, if you got any value out of this, like, comment, share, subscribe so we can grow the tribe. I'm your host, Devon Evans, aka Devo the Barber. If you ain't heard of me, you better figure it out. I'm just playing with you guys. Like I said, I'm your host, Devon Evans, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for tuning in. You don't know what this means to me. I'm just a guy with the story who decided that it might be a good idea to share and help people who are in my situation, or who have been in, or I did this to give back, and I hope that you guys really, really are receiving something. Even if it's just one thing from every episode, I appreciate it. If it's one thing from one episode and you never listen again, but that one thing changes your world, I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys coming to spend some time with me. All right. Without further ado, I'm gonna let you guys go. I will see you guys later on this evening because it is today. Again, I apologize. There was something funky going on with my recording stuff. Couldn't log into my account. It really took me a long time. Finally got in. So I apologize if you guys were sitting around kind of waiting on the episode, but it's here now. It's coming. I'm going to do a few little quick edits. I'm going to get this thing posted up, and I'm getting into bed. Got an early day tomorrow. Thanks again. Appreciate you.